thought you might be out here.
Oh, Sophia, hey, what's up?
You know, I'm sure the director would get a stone for your daughter, too, if you asked.
I don't know if that would help, honestly. Let me guess. You tried to look into my family?
Well, I couldn't let you get one over on me, now could I?
And find out anything interesting?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I looked into it myself years ago. I already knew there was nothing left to find out. I had over 10,000 sisters once, you know? Now there's so few. Most aren't even really themselves anymore, needing parts from other siblings.
I can somewhat relate. My own family had over 20,000 members. Not a lot of us left either, though admittedly more than you.
At least a lot of yours, even if they're gone now, were able to return home. Most of my family lies at the bottom of the Pacific.
Is there anything I can do for you? Anything at all, really?
I doubt it. But, well, do you have any regrets?
Regrets? Well, sure. Doesn't every sensible person?
I mean, about the war.
I mean, outside of the need to fight it in the first place. Well, I did miss catching a V1 once. That was a bad day.
I guess I mean, like, specific actions you took, things you did or were told to do.
I'll be honest. No, I can't say I regret doing my duty. But we weren't the aggressors, so I guess it's easier for me to say that. Is that what this is about? You regret what your family was tasked with?
My family did many, many things that most would consider monstrous. I wasn't present for all of it. Hell, I wasn't present for most of it. But I'm one of the few still aware enough to acknowledge it. I guess I just don't know what to do about it. I can't just erase all that pain. What do I do?
The best you can, like the rest of us. I still have blood on my hands, even if I can tell myself I was justified. Though, well, there was one thing I remember not being particularly happy with.
What was it?
Dresden. My bomber cousins set that city ablaze. It was right before the end of the war in Europe. I wasn't a part of the attack, but I flew recon after it was over. It was just horrible. I knew it was a part of the war. I knew there were reasons, but there were so many dead, so needless.
How do you process that?
Well, in my case, I decided I needed to see things on the ground for myself. When the war ended, and before I came here, I took a trip over to Germany one last time. I visited Dresden, and I was surprised.
By what?
The resiliency of man, I suppose. It seemed like a city again. Don't get me wrong, it was still heavily damaged, but people were moving around, working together. Some were even laughing. I wanted to say something, even apologize, but I decided it best to leave things be. Nowadays, it's a major cultural hub of Germany once again. Seeing that people can rebuild even after such a terrible thing helped me move past what happened. I don't know if it'll help with you, but, well, there it is.
I see. Maybe that's something I should consider. Thanks, Sophia.
No problem. I'll see you later.
Apologize. I don't know if you can hear me at all. Honestly, it feels weird even having this talk. I've actually never met you before. My older sisters were the ones that came here that day. They started everything and, well, left you like this. That doesn't mean I don't feel the weight of my responsibility. Everything that we did, everything that happened after, my family were the ones that lit the fuse. I'm not sure if my words would ever mean anything, and I don't blame you. I just thought I should come say something, even if I can't fix anything.
She won't answer you. She doesn't answer anyone.
Huh?
You're a rare sight around here. Zero family, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be here.
No, you're fine. I was just perplexed is all. I'm not trying to scare you off. I'm Missouri. It's a delight to meet you.
Likewise. I'm Momo. You're the one, right? Where everything ended?
It was on my deck your country finally gave up officially. There was still a lot to work out even after that. China was still hopping mad and the Soviets wouldn't back off for a few more years, but yeah, and here I am, where it all began. I sit where my cousin Oklahoma died and keep an eye on Arizona and Utah. Neither of them have spoken a word since it happened.
Can they hear us?
I think so. Arizona just quietly weeps for her crew she lost. Used to be a legend that once the last survivor went, she'd finally stop, but we sadly lost him about a month ago. She's still crying.
I can't blame her. What my family did...
It wasn't you, though. You weren't here that day, I can tell. You're green. Carrier zeros were white, right?
Yeah, I wasn't here. but most of my family is gone or unable to accept responsibility. I guess I just thought I should try.
Sounds like your family already paid the price, Miss Momo. You shouldn't let this hold you down. We're weapons of war and death. We were built for it. Very few of us are lucky enough to stick around and tell our stories so that others don't make the same mistakes as we did.
But she's still so sad.
Nothing you say could possibly change that now. Arizona grieves in her own way, as we all do. Someday, maybe she'll stop. But for now, it's best to just let her know you're here and that you care about what happened. It's all any of us can do.
Arizona, I'm sorry for what happened. Itsuka anata ni heian ga otozureru koto o inorimasu.
Peace. Live. Teach. Think.
Ari.
She spoke.
She hasn't uttered a word in over 80 years. What did you say to her?
Just something my first pilot used to tell me before every mission.
Well, I'm not an expert, but it sounds like Arizona wants the same for you.
You think so?
I think so. Maybe you gave her some closure of her own.
I hope so. Thank you, Missouri, for listening to me.
It's what I do. I know it's hard, but feel free to come back anytime.
This place, it's strangely beautiful.
We keep it nice. Our own way of honoring the sacrifice.
I'm glad you were able to rebuild.
The feeling is mutual, Miss Momo.